Hi class, how are you? So today we are going to learn two new letters in OG. Okay, so vamos a aprender dos letras y dos sonidos nuevos en OG. Okay, so este video va a estar en español. Si hay direcciones para que ustedes hacen otra cosa, lo voy a decir en español. Perdón, este video va a ser en inglés. Pero si tengo que dar direcciones, lo voy a dar en español, okay? So this video is going to be in English because OG is English. But if I have to give certain directions, I'll give it in both languages, in English and Spanish. So let's begin. So I'm going to read you something. I want you to tell me what sound you hear, okay? So here it goes. I'm going to read two sentences. Vinny's van vanished. Valiant Victor visited various villages. What sound do you hear in those sentences? I'm going to read it again. Vinny's van vanished. Valiant Victor visited various villages. V, v, v. Did you hear? V, v, v. If you did, bravo! You just heard the sound of V. V says v, v. V says v, v. V says v, v. Like volcano. Woo. Or violin. V, v, v. Or vine. V, v, vine. Right? Grapes grow on vines. Or vest. V, v, vest. V, v, vest. Excellent. Or something we should all be eating. That includes me too. Vegetables. Very good. All right, excellent. So, V says v, v, v. All right. So now, I'm going to show you how to write the letter V, and then you're going to practice writing it as well. So, I have my little whiteboard. And my little whiteboard has my little house. And I just dropped my marker. So give me 1 second. Typical Miss Medina. Typical. Okay, so here I have my whiteboard and here's my OG houses. So let's focus on this one. This is called the attic. Then we have the living room. And down here we have the basement, okay? So we are going to write both capital V, which is big V, and lowercase v, which is little v. So let's start with lowercase v. So lowercase v is only going to be in the living room. Don't put them in the attic or the basement because they get scared. So we're going to stop at the top of the living room, go down, back up. Easy peasy, right? Excellent. If you hear noise, that's because someone is being a very noisy mouse in the kitchen. I am sorry. Okay, let's do it again. Top of the living room, go down, back up. Easy. We'll do it one more time. Top of the living room, go down, then up. Excellent. Now let's write capital V or big V, okay? Now big V is a little more brave. So they like to start in the attic. It's the same way. You start at the top, go down to the bottom, and go back up. But they don't like the basement. They get a little scared of the basement. So don't put them there. Let's do it again. top of the attic, go down to the living room floor, and back up. Easy, right? V. V says V, V. Now, if you have your tray with your sprinkles, sugar, flour, masa, whatever it is, try writing it in that. So, si padres, si ustedes tienen tu bandeja con la azúcar o harina, masa, lo que sea, lo que está disponible en su casa, los niños pueden practicar escribiendo ahí. That will help a lot. Or if you have a plastic bag with gel, that could work. I'll make a video for that too, okay? But try to write it on the table. After you write it on your paper or your board, you can trace it too. See, when I trace it, I erase it, but that's okay. V says V. V says V. V says V. V says V. Excellent. So now I'm going to read you a poem so that you can become more familiar with the V, V sound. All right? This poem is called Victor's Van. Victor had a velvet vest, a volleyball, a vulture's nest, vases filled with ivy vines, violins, and valentines, a video of all the news, a vacuum that he did not use. Victor's stuff lined up his van, so Victor never drove, he ran. That's so funny. All right, so now we're moving on to our next sound and letter. So here we go again. I'm going to read you two sentences. Actually, one, not even a sentence. I'm going to read you something. Sorry. And I want you to pay attention to the sound. So this one is going to be a little tricky because most of our sounds are usually in the beginning of the word. I'm going to cheat and tell you that the sound is in the end of the word. Okay, so remember how we did in class? Listen, turn on your ears and let's listen. Max, fix, Rex, box. What sound did you hear? Did you hear x, 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 x? If you heard that sound, then you heard X. X says x. So sometimes we see X on the alphabet and there's a xylophone, but that's a Z sound, right? X really says x, x. So sometimes the spelling is a little weird. So we're gonna usually put X in the end of a word because that's where we'll really hear the real sound of X. So X says x, okay? I want you to make believe you put water in the frying pan and it goes x, right? And that's not good. Don't do that. But that's the sound that we're gonna make when we say X. X says x, x. Very good. So I showed you the card. We did the letter and the sound. By the way, where can we find X on the alphabet? Here's my little alphabet. Am I going to find X here? No. How about here? Okay, can you let me know when I reach it? Here! Wonderful. It's towards the end. Excellent. What about the sound we just learned? V, v, v. Is it in the beginning? No. In the middle? Is it over here? It is. V is right here in between U and W. Wonderful. So now let's write the letter X. So I think this letter is really cool because we all write it all the time. So I'm going to show you how to write lowercase x, which is the little x, and then capital X, which is big X, okay? So like V, they're written the same way. They're just different sizes. So lowercase x, here's our OG house, or houses. They only like to be in the living room. So we're going to draw a diagonal line and another diagonal line. That's it. Lo vamos a hacer otra vez. Una línea así y vamos a cruzarla. So la X pequeña solo le gusta estar en la sala. Ok, so escríbelo 3 veces, como hiciste con la V, 3 veces. Now we're going to write big X or capital X, okay? So capital X, like capital V, they like to start in the attic, but they don't like the basement. So don't put them there. I get scared. So we're going to stop at the top. We're going to make a diagonal. So diagonal means kind of going to the other side. We're not going straight down. We're going to the other side. And then we're going to do the opposite. That's it. So I want you to do that 3 times. Okay? And if you have a board, you're going to do what I'm going to do. We're going to trace it and erase it. If you wrote it on paper, that's totally fine. You're going to just trace what you wrote. So you're going to say X says X. 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 Excellent. So now I'm going to read you another poem with that sound. When we have our live meeting, I forgot to show you pictures of X. Mrs. Medina's going cray-cray. Alright. Here are some pictures with X. Then I'll read you the poem. Okay. Box. See? Box. Fox. Isn't that a beautiful fox? Fox. Axe. Axe. And here's one of my favorite animals for some reason. An ox. 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 So like I said, we'll usually hear the x sound at the end of a word. See? The end. Not in the beginning like most of our other words. In the end. Like fox. Fox. Okay? So now I'm going to read you a poem. And when we have our live meeting, we will do our dictation. So get ready. Okay. This poem is called Relax. It's late, says Max's mom to Max. But Max replies, relax, relax. He keeps on playing pick-up sticks and building houses with his bricks. He opens a box with double locks and picks and pokes his favorite rocks. He piles his blocks in 6 tall stacks. He gets out his trucks, his trains, his tracks. It's late, says Max's mom to Max, but Max replies, relax, relax. He takes apart some broken clocks and tries to fix their ticks and tocks. Then Max's mom clicks off the light and tucks Max in and says goodnight. She hugs and kisses sleepy Max, then says, now Max, relax, relax. The end. that is it for now. So good job, boys and girls. I want you to practice your V says V and your X says X. So write your letters each time, 3 times, okay? So niños, yo quiero que ustedes practican su sonido y sus letras. La V dice V, la X dice X. Escribe las 2 letras 3 veces cada uno, mayúscula y minúscula. Y eso es todo. Hasta la próxima, niños. Bye.